Hello, welcome to the Peter Repeater, episode 35. Last couple of days have been quite good on this podcast. Had a lot of energy, was revved up about stuff, doing all these stories and impersonations and fun times. I thought what I'd do is I'd have a good 30-second pause before this video and just think, is there anything I can talk about? And I was thinking, well, I could talk about that or this, and those were the last two episodes, so never mind. But thank you for joining me today. Hopefully this will be a bit more of a relaxed live stream, not necessarily boom 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 with wall to wall stories and entertainment, but instead it's just more of a in a reflective mood where I can contemplate life and figure out what the meaning of life is. That's the mood I'm going for today, so bear with me. I won't be going into the stand-up comedy career just yet. We'll just take it step by step and slowly transition into some interesting thoughts. So, I got asked the question, is how can you achieve anything in your life if you just focus on your personal life and you never take it to the next step, and you never take it to the next step, and you never like do anything on a bigger stage. Like if you just go to work, have a mortgage, and say if you lived alone and stuff, like you wouldn't ever get anywhere in the big scheme of things, and you would die, and that would be it. That's your life over. So it's weird, like how can we find meaning in all that? And my idea was that, well, you could do something significant and help the world out and change the world, and then when you're old you can be happy that you've changed the world. So it makes life more satisfying knowing that you've done stuff, like if you solved all the world's problems. Like I've done that a couple of times. Once when I was in year 4, I figured out that you could not eat a banana and put it in the bin. That was my year 4 solving all the problems. And then year 7 I also solved all the world's problems, because I realized that you didn't have to give everybody Christmas cards to all your friends. You could just not give out Christmas cards. So you realise that from going from eating bananas every day that you didn't like, and also from going from sending... Oh, is it paused? We've got some technical difficulties. Let's see what we can do. I don't know how to do this. Properties, deactivate, activate. Technical difficulties. We haven't had technical difficulties for a while. Yeah, I've set if my face will move. Not sure if it will. Yeah, we got some technical difficulties. Yeah, so going from eating a banana every day, not liking it, and going from giving out Christmas cards to the entire school because there was no avoiding it, because it was only like a small school with 70 kids, so you might as well give it out to everyone, not to offend anyone. So there's that. So going from that chaos to realising in year 7 you don't have to give Christmas cards out, and realising in year 4 you don't have to eat your banana, what you tend to gain from all that is you gain a real core belief that it's possible to solve all the world's problems, and that will stay with me. Of course, all these things that I've just completely made up, that will stay that will stay with me for my entire adult life, and it will be more meaningful. And one day maybe I'll look back on that time where I did something and I solved all the world's problems, on a grand scale, and now the world's fine because of me. Yeah, because of that thing I did, I can think, great, I can be satisfied, and I can make the most out of life, and life can be good. So I'm hoping that more of that happens in life, and I'm not just stuck with my current situation. And yeah, so just finding meaning in life when life is it and then you die after. What have you achieved in your life? And not eating bananas. I hate to say it, despite all that I've said so far, not eating bananas might be the least of my concerns. And I might be thinking, well, I've just earned a living so I can live in order to earn a living. And you live in this sort of trap of the direct result of economic need, the trap of earning money and sustaining yourself. And it just it's really weird. Cup of tea's cold. So yeah, so it's just finding meaning when there isn't any obvious meaning. And if you just focus on your personal life, like, is that really worth it? And I think it is worth it in the moment, because we are conscious beings, we are awake, and we are able to be conscious of what's happening and make the most out of everything, and all these things are possible. So I just think that if you live in the moment and make the most of the situation, then that's a remarkable thing. But do I need to achieve anything on a grander scale? No, I think what I care more about is having a life that I enjoy, that I really like, having that sort of life. That's the life that I want to endure and be a part of and make the most out of. I just want a life where everything's okay, everything's working, and I'm happy. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. That's what I want. To wake up and look forward to tomorrow and not be worried about the next day, knowing that tomorrow is going to be okay. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I just want tomorrow to not be a burden, and I have a sense of that now, and I really appreciate it. Tomorrow is not going to be that bad. I'm going to do stuff and I'm going to be quite happy doing it. I've got to have more variety probably. I probably need to talk to family, talk to my sister properly. That's probably something I need to do. See, I'm getting this I'm getting this relaxed vibe and everything. So it's just making the most of the moment and being aware of everything and being conscious, and I just think it's a good thing to do. I realise that this is off topic here, but everything is in this podcast is I'm really bad at eye contact in real life, and with this lens, even though it's not a person, I'm still bad at eye contact with the camera, and I'm always looking over, at different parts of my room and checking whether the live stream's working and checking all the essentials and everything. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I just hope this podcast setup works. Really, can't really ask any more or any less. I've got to be happy when I've done a good podcast and it's been quite a bit of fun. I've got to put that in the bank and just think, yeah, that was a good podcast, and I just got to be content that I've done a good podcast that's on the record. So not every podcast has to be all guns blazing, top notch, content. It doesn't all have to be really high quality stuff. It's just I'm just pretty glad I noticed that technical difficulty within a couple of minutes and not didn't miss out on it. Yeah, so am I happy with my life? I don't know. Do I miss being productive during this lockdown? Like, what is productivity? Is it doing something you don't really like and earning money? Is that the productivity, or is it more of a case of doing stuff you like and making the most out of life? That could be the productivity element to life. I'm just aware that my well, you might not know, but that I've got university starting in September. It's like, is that going to happen, and do I want it to happen? It's difficult because it's one hand, lockdown forever, wouldn't be so bad. Wouldn't be sustainable probably on a personal level, being inside all the time. But just on an effort level, might be easier. Do I want to do all this studying? I don't know. I have no idea at the moment. I just wish I had this income that would just come. This is me in my 20s, just hoping for the miracle, but I just wish I had this magic source of income, which would mean that I wouldn't have to work ever again. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So there's my book. You can get my book on Amazon, An Unbelievable God by Peter Newing, Newring, and that is my hope for a income. If it's an international bestseller, I can live off that money forever. No, I don't know how it works, but it's just, so usually the authors earn loads of money. It's like they've probably got jobs and they're probably self-sufficient anyway. But I'm in a stage where I want to be a full-time author who's written a book and all the work's done. That's what I want. So, like, how long was your working life? Oh, just for that month when I was writing that book, and then I retired. That would be the dream. But slow and steady does the race. I've started trying advertising my book. I've spent 4p on the advertising so far, really stretching the budget. Billboard posters of New York Times Square and New York Square, whatever it's called, and massive displays, posters on the sides of world famous buildings, a banner, with my face, wrapping paper around the Eiffel Tower, is my book. Really going all stocks on the advertising, pulling it out the hat. There is, I've got this 4p that I've spent on advertising, and if you wanted to know, that 4p I've spent didn't lead to a book sale, but the next 4p I spend might lead to a book sale. Right, this is interesting. There's going to be this new flight simulator game, and I've got the old school flight simulator here. Flight Simulator 10 came out in like 2006 or something. Yeah, 2006. Amazing game. And there's going to be a new flight simulator out, and it's got the whole world mapped out, as it should do in this day and age. It's got every single airport, 47,000 airports, so you can literally fly from, UK to Australia, on your 12-hour flight. I'm definitely going to do that. And, more realistically, I'll probably fly from Heathrow to Paris or something like that, and spend an hour and a half, on my flight simulator with my joystick, and have the podcast in my earphones, and just really chillax. That's what I'm definitely going to do when this flight simulator comes out. Because you can definitely listen to a podcast. I wonder if pilots listen to podcasts or they try and avoid it. They probably should not. They should be avoiding it. I should get in focus here, but yeah, I'm at that level of podcast where I'm in focus. Sorry about this chair. Yeah, I'm at the level of podcasting where I'm in focus, and it takes a while to get to that level. Lots of years of dedication, lots of hard work, months of preparation. I got to have my black belt in jiu-jitsu, karate, mixed martial arts, covered all the bases, got to, get in the Bellator and UFC and all of that, and really go up the rankings and be a contender for the title interim championship. Obviously I'm the next opponent to Tony Ferguson coming up soon. Dana White has it all sorted, and this is what the heck am I saying? Oh yeah, this is all that I had to do to get my camera in focus. Hard work, dedication, lots of effort. And that's obviously why Brendan Schaub, the fighter, that's why he did his fighting career, so he could get the camera in focus. You may think this is like poor quality, podcast, but I'll tell you something else. It's the best quality that I have available to me. Like, the camera itself is good quality. The lighting is unavoidable because of the shape of my room and the fact that the window's the wrong side of sunlight, and I can't have natural light in my face. So there's that. And also, for some reason, whatever my I need to look at the camera. Not myself. Whatever comes out of my camera is quite high quality, and I can see it on the screen. And then when it goes through the streaming software, and by the time it goes on YouTube, the quality is less as much, just not as much, less so. Just the quality diminishes, if that's how you would say it. So it is in focus, even though you might not think. But the type of quality of my camera is that people, at church can just film themselves on their mobile and upload it to the church YouTube page, and the microphone and camera looks better quality than me. But to be fair, I am live streaming, which is a technical difficulty kamikaze. I don't know if that's a word. It's just technical difficulty galore chaos, because there's lots of components in it. It's got to go to the internet and everything like that. And the church that I go to, that I don't go to anymore because of the lockdown, their church service, they tried live streaming their first episode. A disaster. It was, buffering. You can hear what they were saying. The quality was substandard, pile of rubbish, and my live streaming is watchable, and then it looks like a video afterwards. But of course, if I had the technical prowess, I could film this podcast in 4K and then get the actual footage on the video editing software and match it up with the audio, and it would be supreme quality, and I would upload it and it would be the best quality. I'm like Donald Trump here, just the best quality, the best. And you'd be able to watch it in 4K and stuff. But I wouldn't currently be talking, and it sort of all happens automatically. That's the advantage of gotta watch my P's and Q's. I don't know what that means really. Like P, the P sound, and the quack sound, whatever. Anyway, so that's a microphone consideration technique there for quality. Yeah, so it's just the thing about I've got my live stream set up and I could do 4K quality, but it's just so much easier to just stream it and upload what you have. It's just easy and it's watchable. It's not bad quality, although I used to like to watch my own videos, but now my videos, one, they're just too long to watch, because in essence I've already watched it because I've talked through it and stuff. So one, it's just too long to watch, but another thing is that I don't want to contribute to the views, because I like looking at how many people have watched it, and if you know that you've watched it yourself 5 times to check that it works, check that the tweet works and everything, then you realise that you're not contributing to the organic standard really. You just want the number of views to be, oh, that's how many people have watched it. So what I do is riveting stuff. I keep it to a bare minimum and just check it works once, so I have it alongside with me. I won't do it too much on my phone here. I have it alongside with me, and so I can look at the live chat, and that's why I sometimes look down to check that it's working. But I probably should trust in it, but then it stopped working earlier. So yeah, it's just I have it on, so I just click on it once to make sure it works. It is quite the setup, this podcasting. It takes me 5 minutes to set it all up, to get the video working, test it, and then make sure everything's working and do the thumbnail and everything. Exciting stuff. Yeah, I think I had a viewer earlier on, but the video paused. So just hopefully that's not the end of it. Really. Let's just see if the sound works. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, the sound works, and I just got the setup. I just got to have the time and space to make sure all of this is up and running and working and matching together. So I'll just talk about my life because that's what I do anyway. And if so Instagram's going well. I'm trying to post a photo every day at Peter Newing, Newing, Peter Newing. That's the Instagram, and I tried to post a video, post a picture every day, but I don't know, I'm running out of photos, and I realised I just posted the photo that I technically posted like over a year ago, but as part of a slideshow, so it wasn't the first one. So I got the same photo and I thought, oh, that's good, and I edited it, but it turned out that I'd already posted it. Oh well, it still looks good, and then it's nice for people to see it because not everyone saw it. It's a good photo. So I posted 4 photos so far. They've all been good. I want to keep on going. I'm calling it quarantine content, like Marques Brownlee. That's the trick to it all. Just calling it as it is, and yeah, quarantine content. And I'm hoping people can watch it when they see my Instagram photos when everyone's stuck inside. And I suppose the thing about quarantine content is it's a little bit of a disclaimer just to make sure that people know that I'm not going around taking photos like, oh, the beach was nice today, sort of thing. You don't say that. So you just post photos. So I've posted good photos. One of the Gadrivi Lighthouse, one of Prussia Cove with some nice blue greens in the water, one of just like some sun behind the clouds and it was more sunsetty vibe, with a wave. I basically painted that. That was so much editing involved. And then I got my highlighting all the areas. Oh, that bit can be lighter, that bit can be darker on my phone, and so like the sea is like completely different edit to the sky just to make it look good. Anyway, but that's what it looks like in real life. The camera isn't a true testament of the photo and stuff. And then I've got a photo of today of some footprints on the sand, which is fairly cool. So that was quarantine content number 4. That's what we're working on, and we're hoping that we can get some quarantine content happening on this podcast. Just thinking about, I don't know what it is. I'm just not in the mood to go on a big rant about a childhood story, or it's just I used to make jokes in lessons. I really liked my maths lessons because my teacher he'd make jokes and I was the only one joking around, like with a sense of humour, and he'd make a joke and then I didn't hear the joke because I was doing the maths, of course, and then he was like, Peter, did you hear that? And no one laughs, of course. No one laughs at the teacher's jokes because it's like, witty humour. I don't know, I like the jokes, and then he say something funny and it's like no one heard it, no one laughed, and I was like, and then he was like, Peter. I was like, oh sorry, what did you say? Because I was doing the work, and he'd say it again, and I'm like, brilliant. Yeah, that I am the dream pupil. If you're a teacher making jokes, the best people in the world must be the students that laugh at your jokes. That must be the best thing, that rewarding feeling. And then when I've remember a couple of jokes, and then when I make a joke and the teacher laughs, the whole class never laughs. It's just the teacher laughing and me laughing. Yeah, but it was nice because they said towards the end of my sixth form, like, oh, Peter really grew confidence and, you know, came out of his shell and stuff. It's just me making subtle jokes to the teacher and stuff. That was favourite lessons. I think that was the thing about the maths, is because it was fairly straightforward. It gave me, obviously there were some maths lessons or some physics lessons that were really hard so that you'd concentrate, but some maths lessons just like you've done it before 100 times because you just doing those past papers or something, and then you get that opportunity to joke around. And there's always this thing in lessons that if you don't finish the paper, you just finish it off in your own time. So there's never that pressure to always work in lessons. But there's not much better feelings than the finishing work in a lesson that you did in the lesson and everyone has to do for homework. Why did I do homework? It's just a really puzzling thing. It's just that feeling of not having homework and the teacher being disappointed. I always did homework. And there's lots of things. I got known for the person that always reminded everyone of the homework. There was this physics group chat that I wasn't a part of, that everyone was like, oh, we haven't done the homework, and it's like, oh, if we don't mention it, he'll forget it and we won't get in trouble. And then one person apparently said in a group chat that I wasn't in. It's like, oh, but Peter will do it and mention it. Because I always write everything down and I remembered all the homeworks. So I would always do the homework. And because I've done the homework, put the effort in, I always mentioned it in the class because I wanted to, get some compliment from the teacher, just get some admiration or something. So just me wanting to. I've never sat on a homework and didn't say anything. I always said, yeah, I've done it. Oh, Mr. So-and-so, the radioactive decay question sheet? Yeah, I did that. And everyone's like, no, we didn't do it. Some people forget it, some people... The thing is, they just spend their time on a group chat talking about how Peter was always remembering the homework. Meanwhile, I'm doing the homework and they're on Facebook. So that's the kind of world that we live in. Anyway, I'm not going to... I usually look at the time in the podcast and think, oh, I've got 10 minutes left. But I actually want there to be 10 minutes left because then I get to talk more. All done pretty well. Yeah, I keep it short and sweet. 5 minutes left. I say I want to talk more, but I have nothing to say. No, I do have stuff to say. Yes, I love doing homework. I always write it down, and I think my secret, the key success to why I did well at A levels partly is that I did all the homework, and I think there was a thing about that is that the planner gave you a little box for like the due date. So each day somebody would write the homework, and then like say the 27th. So you'd have to always flick back through the planner and like look at where everything is, and it didn't make any sense. And I learnt this from my sister, that I did this ever since year 7. What you do is you write the homework in the day it's due. So you're looking at the dates and you think, oh, Monday's tomorrow. What homework is due? I'll do it. And then you tick it off. I'm not doing this faffing around. And I think I had a technique that meant I saw all the homework and I did it all. Never lost track of the homework. So some homework was easy. It was just like, do some questions and done. And then some homework is obviously hard. Like, oh yeah, write a 40-mark essay. But luckily I didn't end up doing subjects which had 40-mark essays. But maybe I could have done it. I don't know, I can't write on hand and write something good quickly. Just doesn't work in my mind. I write something good slowly. Hence my book. So An Unbelievable God, Peter Newing. So there's my book that I'm advertising, spending 4p. I think Amazon does quite a good deal with the advertising because they only charge you for when people click on the advert. So so my advert has been shown over 200 times for my book, over 200 impressions, but it's only had 1 or 2 clicks, so I only get charged for those. And the clicks is really what you want to pay for because they're the things that will lead to people buying it. But how many books have I clicked on and then not bought? I probably have to wait for like 20 clicks for one person to buy it, and particularly if there's reviews and stuff. I'd be over the moon if somebody bought a book today. I started the advertising today, so there's that. So my life, published author, but it's basically a leaflet, but we won't get into the details of how long the book is. 29,000 words, 63 pages. So published author, prominent podcaster. No, I am published author. One person from Australia bought it, so international published author, and then podcaster. You don't really ever upgrade. I was looking at jiu-jitsu of Eddie Bravo doing jiu-jitsu, and it's crazy, and he was doing this like knee crank to this really famous guy, and he was like popping it, and Eddie Bravo was saying, it's popping, like, aren't you gonna tap? And the guy was like, no, because he knew if he just held on for a minute or two then it would be a draw. I don't know what the heck was happening to his knee, but it was doing unnatural things. You think, oh yeah, that knee's not going to work ever again, but maybe it does just pop, because usually there's some sort of knee crank, and twist the knee, and then that makes people tap. But this guy just was relentless and wouldn't tap for anything. So judo, you have these like black belts, and then you have a whole different level of belts, and some guy getting a red belt, and I don't know what that means. I think you get a red belt when you've like taught loads of people and you're an instructor. But black belts are pretty cool. Yeah, I think so. So looking at the time now, and it's been 40 minutes. So I'm sad to say that I'm going to end it here. I wonder if I had, if there wasn't technical difficulties, I might have got a viewer here and there, but never mind. Maybe we'll save the viewers for a day where I'm, excited and got some story today. But as I said, today was a bit more of a relaxed affair, stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate it. I'm here tomorrow, similar time, 3-4 o'clock, and watch me when I'm live. Hopefully the video will work, and go back and watch 33 and 34. They're pretty good ones. So, my book, An Unbelievable God, Peter Newing, Newing. Instagram at Peter Newing, Newing, and Twitter at the Pete Repeater. So there you go. There's all my links. Tune in tomorrow for more podcasting. Published author. I'll never stop saying that. Right, thank you. Bye for now.